We got gigantic news today. We finally got the Raid 6 reveal. The entire thing is coming earlier than we thought, and I don't know what they are gonna put on Warcraft Direct. It's gonna be a bit of a nothing burger, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe it's a good sign. Maybe it's a good sign that Warcraft Direct is actually gonna be packed with something really interesting, and they are confident that they don't need to hide the Phase 6 update for later, because they feel that we're gonna have enough content to announce on Warcraft Direct and also to announce now. Yeah, that's a little bit too much optimism. It's also possible that they put nothing on Warcraft Direct and it's a huge waste of time. I wouldn't be surprised. This is from worldofwarcraft.com. Rally your forces for Season of Discovery Phase 6 on November 21st. That's right. Before you go charging into Ahn'Qiraj, you will need to begin your journey with the Scepter of the Shifting Sands questline. That's the Scarab Lord questline, which begins ahead of the phase on November 12th with regional resets. So that's nowhere from now. That's a day before Warcraft Direct, actually. Anyway, we got the timeline here. November 12th, the Scepter of the Shifting Sands questline is gonna open with the regional resets. So that is a day before Warcraft Direct. What a great way to kill the hype. November 21st. So remember, guys, the China announcement that they were getting free hardcore, fresh hardcore, and fresh era servers, that was on November 22nd. Of course, time moves differently in China than the rest of the world, but this is a day before that. So this probably means that we are not getting a fresh era or fresh hardcore server that early. Maybe we're gonna get it earlier or later. It is a possibility. It is really weird, the date that they chose. Is it all gonna come out at the same day? Is it like intentionally killing SoD? That would be in very poor taste. I hope that doesn't happen. November 29th, the war effort ends. So this means they actually decided to make the war effort lame. The war effort is gonna be on a hard timer, and after that it's gonna pop no matter what. I think that's what it means from the wording. It's a little odd. December 4th, the war heralding the arrival of Anubisat and Kiraji warriors begins. So that just means that there's like an open world event outside of the gates of Ahn'Qiraj where there's a bunch of mobs. They drop cool stuff. It is kinda cool. Back in actual vanilla, back in the 2004, they released that event at the same time as the raid, and nobody did the event because they were inside of the raid, right? They ran inside the raid, it skipped everything. It was really stupid. So they are doing like a 2-day grace for that. And December 6th, so early. I am happy. This is beautiful. I thought they left us to die, but this is in a month. The Temple of Ahn'Qiraj, Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj, and the Nightmare Grove open. We're gonna talk about the Nightmare Grove. Players can begin a quest of series to begin the Scepter of the Sands. That's the Scarab Lord quest. It's gonna enable them to ultimately rig the gong on the realm they are on. Players who complete the quest between 1 PM PST on December 4th and 11 PM PST on December 6th will receive the Black Kiraji Resonating Crystal. That's the mount. We're gonna take a look at it, which will summon the Kiraji Battle Tank that can be used in the outdoor as well as in the instance itself. So the Kiraji Battle Tank. Do I got Wowhead open? Yeah. This is one of the rarest mounts in the game, back in the day, of course. And the reason for that is that there was a very limited time, and doing the quest required you to kill a bunch of, was it scarabs? I think it was scarabs. You had to kill like a quadrillion scarabs just so you will get the reputation that you needed to finish the quest, and you only had like 2 days after that to actually hit the gong to get your mount. It was really stupid, and now it's pretty accessible, it seems. I don't know. Do I feel like farming for Scarab Lord? Honestly, probably not. Not feeling it. It's a seasonal server. It's almost over. I don't think we got that many more phases in Season of Discovery at all. And nobody cares. Like, I'm gonna do it for nothing. I'm not getting that mount. It's a waste of time. I'm not farming it. Join the war effort. Okay, we got more information on the war effort. Supply the war effort against the sinister forces of Ahn'Qiraj. Both the Horde and the Alliance can bring a steady stream of supplies to the Valley of Spirits in Orgrimmar or to the military ward in Ironforge to turn in for Ahn'Qiraj war effort supplies containing useful items and Alliance commendation signets or hoard commendation signets. Okay, so that's nothing. Players can contribute materials to gain commendation signets after the war effort ends. Okay, so there is no information here about if there's gonna be a hard timer that it pops, or if you actually gotta fulfill the war effort, the amount of items that you need to finish it before the raid opens. I think they either intend it to be so easy that it's not gonna matter, or it's gonna pop on a clock anyway. That's the only two options, right? Pushing back the enemy. Join the battle to push back the Anubisat Ahn'Qiraj warriors, which can be found in the Barrens and the Thousand Needles. For lower level players, that seems like a useless. And Silitos Tanaris Feralas for higher level players. So there's gonna be like a level 40 version and a level 60 version, it would seem. Defending against these incursions will give players a chance to earn gold, experience and reputation from the Brood of Nosdormu. Oh! You saw that? You know what that means? You know what that means, guys? I'm gonna tell you what that means. Everybody's gonna get the stupid mount. They are putting like a lot more mobs to kill and they are gonna give you reputation, along with a higher chance for rare drops. There you go. There you go, yeah. It's like the eruption event. That's a really good point, Crowmaster. Yeah, it's just like the eruption event in Burning Lands with Searing Gorge. It's just like that. Yeah, so you're gonna get a bunch of reputation for free, and that means that the Qiraj Battle Tank is very free to get. Actually, I might get it. If it is easy, I might go get it just because I don't have a fast mount yet. You know? Like, if it's like as simple as you get a Scarab Lord and you get a Scarab Lord and you get a Scarab Lord and you get a Scarab Lord, at that point, yeah. You know what? Is that or 1,000 gold? I'm going for this one. Screw it. At the completion of the 48-hour war, players will need to decide how far they want to push their luck to earn their greatest reward with a new system. After each boss, they will need to make a choice between cashing in the rewards or enabling some more challenging mechanics and trying for better loot. So we are getting hard modes again. God damn it. This is going to be a long season. You will need to balance the risk and the reward against each other, as too many deaths in the raid could mean your team earns nothing at all. What? Okay, let me get this straight. If you wipe too many times, you don't get loot. That's what they mean. That's their version of fun. If you wanna push yourself and try, if you wanna go with your guild and go like, okay guys, we're gonna try for 2 hours to get it, okay, we're gonna keep trying until we get it, you can't. Just like in TOC, yeah. Do you remember, Jack, what happened in TOC? Do you remember how mad people were that they weren't allowed to do progression in their stupid raid? Why? Who wins? Who benefits from this? Why would you do that? I would love to chain whoever came up with this right there on a chair and ask him. Like, it's gonna take me that much effort to get an answer from them that makes sense. I gotta lock them down there for a month in my basement and ask him until I get a reasonable answer. Why would you do that? This is ridiculous. Yeah, get ready to blacklist Pogs. Exactly, that's the problem, right? Like, do you got any idea how awful it's gonna be where you are trying to do like a run for Ahn'Qiraj? And you're doing like the hard mode, and one guy for whatever reason causes a wipe. Maybe it was an honest mistake, maybe he didn't have enough good gear, whatever. Why do you want to create that intentionally? Why do you want people to get mad at the guy that makes a mistake? Why do you want to punish that guy? Time to make your guild? That doesn't fix it. Because then it's gonna be me that gets mad at whoever wipes. Like, in a normal run, if somebody causes a wipe, I'm like, oh man, stop it, you know, get your act together. In this situation, where you only get a limited amount of tries, I'm gonna try to kill that guy. I'm gonna be so mad. Yeah, I think Blizzard hates Pogs, but even of a guild, like casual players. At what scenario, in what case, did you guys actually look at SoD as the hardcore, the try-hard raiding, where it takes like 8 hours of video to learn how to do a single fight in retail? Like, why do you want to do that for SoD? The only reason I like SoD so much, the only reason I still play it, is because it requires so little of me to play it. Now, I will fight you on that, Spy Guy. I think even if it is not that hard, It's not the matter that it's hard, it's that when you raise the bar and you make it so you can't fail, when you make it so the mechanics get more complex, it's not that people are stupid that they cannot clear it, it's not that people are bad at the game, it's just that it takes a lot more effort and your time to do it. You got 20 other people in that raid, and all it takes is one of them to mess something up, to wipe, and getting the process of cleaning that up, the process of making everybody figure it out so it doesn't happen, so you get a consistent clear every time. Every time you add a little bit of complexity into the fight, that goes up and up and up and up. And you go from a time where you could just go 2 hours and do your raid and be done, to now where it's gonna take an absurd amount of time to get a successful raid out to Ahn'Qiraj. For what? Is that gonna get more people into the game? Is that gonna get people more interested in continuing to play? Because the reasoning internally, I bet you this is the reasoning internally that they got, is that they want to extend progression. They want to have people wiping and trying and wiping and trying and wiping and trying. I'm gonna tell you what is gonna happen. People are gonna wipe and they are gonna try and they are gonna wipe and they are gonna try and they are gonna quit. That's the order is gonna happen, because you demand people that been playing for like 4 hours in total to get a raid done from start to finish to do 8 hours, maybe. People are not gonna do it. You're absolutely right, Bankai. Like, SoD Phase 1, the Phase 1 SoD and even Phase 2 SoD, they were excellent because you could get a character ready to go to BFD or to Nomer, and you could go and do it, and it would take you like nothing. It was so easy. It required you no time to go to Nomer or to a BFT and get a successful, satisfying run out of it. And look at the player numbers. There's a reason that we've been dropping off ever since. People like making fun of it. People like saying, oh, you're rolling your face with 5 characters into the keyboard until you do BFD. Maybe there is something to say about that. Maybe there is something to be told about that system. I don't know. Like, progressively making the every tier require you more time is not fun. It's not good. Just lame. Okay, the Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj is now going to be a 10-man, so AQ20 is now AQ10. That's gonna be a nightmare to figure out. How do you even call it on trade chat now? Worried people are gonna fall off, AQ40 is just a slog? Yeah, exactly. Like, if we get anything close to Season of Mastery AQ40, nobody's gonna do it. People hate AQ40. Why? Is it because of the trash respawns? Yes. Is it because of the inconvenient portals? Yes. Do you want to know why people hated Season of Mastery AQ40? Because it's too hard. It's too hard. It took you way too long, way too much effort to clear. And as much as we like pretending, because this is the World of Warcraft forum version of the internet, where people love saying this stuff. Oh, I need the raid to be a lot harder, you know? It's too easy. And yeah, fine. I've been saying in Phase 1 that maybe BFD was too easy. By the time we got to Nomeregan, I thought it was fine. Just try to think about this. Pre-nerf Khotun from Season of Mastery. Do we get the Season of Mastery player numbers? I think they are long gone. They are not in Ironforge Pro anymore, but I would love to show you. Because I seen it at the time. It was like, they had this many raiders before AQ40 comes out. AQ40 week 1, AQ40 week 2, and BAM! The season died. Khotun single-handedly killed Season of Mastery. It had a lot more problems, fine. It had a lot more issues, Season of Mastery. But Khotun and the difficulty of clearing AQ40, the logistical challenges of killing AQ40, made almost everybody quit. Okay, let's keep checking this out here. The Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj is a 10-player raid located in Silitos, and players can traverse it while mounted. It resets twice a week, like Sol Gorob and like Onyxia, which is pretty cool. I love AQ20, which is now AQ10, I guess. Are we gonna call it AQ10? AQ10, I love. Buru the Gorger is unironically my favorite boss of all time. It is just so stupid. What you gotta do is, like, he gets mad at one person and he's gonna chase them across the entire map, and if you don't pop a speed potion or if you don't have a speed boost, you die. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. I love that boss. So AQ10 I am very hyped to do. AQ40, which is now going to be AQ20. So yeah, it would seem that they gave up on making an extra boss for every raid. I think the chicken nugget from Molten Core was so poorly received. They were so mad at it that Blizzard was like, okay, oh, don't, we cannot make new bosses because player get mad at new boss bad, when all in reality it was that people were really mad that they put a chicken nugget instead of a boss. But yeah, it was really lame. So we're getting the same old bosses from before. Khotun sucks. And here, enter the Nightmare Grove. This is the new raid, and they spent so little time talking about it. There's a very small new raid section here. Players can now face the dragons of Nightmare, Emeris, Letton, Terrar, and Isondre in a single instance in the Nightmare Grove. Players can access the Nightmare Grove in the Emerald Dream Groves. That's a tongue twister right there. And will fight one of the 4 dragons of Nightmare in whichever grove they first arrive through. Therefore, players can teleport to each boss in sequence. So this is a completely 4 boss raid. It's an incursions raid, you're not wrong. They are using the incursion technology. But they also use that technology for Thunderan, and they also use that technology for Azuregos and Kazakh, so it's nothing new here. The incursion team I am not a fan of, but I think the problem is that the incursions were so bad that nobody wants to see the Emerald Dream again. You know, kinda like traumatic experience response deal, something like that. I don't know, it's late. So yeah, it has 4 bosses. I think content per content, this is gonna be one of the biggest patches that we get. I sure do freaking hope that Ahn'Qiraj is not hard. If Ahn'Qiraj is hard, I am not gonna do it. I don't feel like doing it. It's lame. I've been trying out Albion today and I kinda had to stop because the blistering headache kinda stroke deal that I got going on right now, but there is something to be said about Albion Online and the way they do raiding, that there is 0 barrier of entry, there is 0 effort. If I wanna go to like a decently casual raid, not the hardest raid out there, but a fairly difficult raid in the Avalon Roads, where there's like a lot of excitement and we're doing endgame stuff, all it takes me is to get somebody the gear that they need. Like, give them a couple gold, silver is in Albion, but the same thing. You give them a little money and a level 1 guy is ready to go to the raid with you. That's all it takes. You know, and like being able to just take people from chat and doing that is something I really miss. And I feel like every phase, they go out of their way to make it harder and harder and harder to do it. To just get random people from the community, to get random people from chat and just hang out. They are obsessed with making it harder and harder every phase. Where it should be the opposite. It should get easier every phase. I don't know if like a lot easier, but every time because every previous phase adds more baggage, more things you gotta do previously to get to the same spot as everybody is. Like if you keep making it harder and harder and harder, what's even the point? It's just dumb. I think we legit got rag pulled out of real content and they moved all those resources and all the new content into Classic Plus. We are at most going to see 2 new dungeons and maybe 1 extra raid at the end of Season of Discovery. That's it. That's all we are getting. We got rag pulled again. Blizzard loves rag pulling customers. It's just the way they operate. It's really sad. I'll be honest with you. I think Blackwing Lair is okay. People hate Blackwing Lair. I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty good actually. You know, you just get 30 idiots and you just do it. I want to have that for Ahn'Qiraj. I don't want to do these things. Yeah, nobody's gonna be left by the time the raid comes out. That's the problem with this format, right? They wait until the very end of Season of Discovery to give you the new content, and at that time it fell off all the players, so you get it internally. How does Agren go to management and justify to them that I am gonna spend the most money on the content that nobody is going to see? How do you justify it? But yes guys, that's gonna be it for today. In conclusion, I think this is a really good phase content wise. I am not excited for AQ40 at all. If they make hard modes actually hard in AQ40, I am not gonna even do them. And yeah, it's coming a lot earlier than we thought. So God only knows what they are gonna announce in Warcraft Direct. It cannot be that much. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.